first, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry of Ruin.
This was his fate. Red may have been strong.
Caraca, começou agora essa droga, véi.
Power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
Meu Deus, véi.
Kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see Red's old monster again. Then, of course, that's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
This is the legendary monster, Ray's Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings.
Ah, não sei se vai ter, velho. Pra mim não, hein, mano.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing
Vai ter, não.
everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
Mano, esse negócio começou que horas, cara? Eu tô vendo aqui, parece que tinha já iniciado um pouco antes. Cheguei agora aqui de casa, tinha tomado um banho aqui quase agora.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control.
Nossa, saúde.
Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters.
Opa, fala aí, José, beleza?
Just like
De
your
boa?
bond with Tsukino.
Um salve aí pro Calango, tranquilo?
What kind of power does Ratha really have?
Mandando aí já o salve pro Calango, mano.
And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your
Oxe, eu
voice,
tô?
Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what. I can sense the flames.
Isso aqui não é Capcom não, mano.
The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet.
Tranquilão, José? E sim, cara. Show.
My friends here taught me that. I believe in the
Mano,
strength of humanity.
cara. Não torço não, mano. Eu não fico me iludindo, não. Aê, mané. Então começou quase agora, cara. Cheguei só uns minutinhos atrasado, mano. Tu tá aí, mané. É 3 aí, cara. Aí foi. Qual é esse próximo jogo? Ah, tá, é Monster Hunter.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version.
Parece
starting
nada,
on June
cara.
25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Cara, eu nunca vi, mano, nada do Monster Hunter, mano. Parece ser bom.
Rathalos is no runt. Moon's blessing emerge. Get ready. I have a good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerge.
Cara, olha o ano que foi lançado o 8. O 8 é... Mano, 2004, cara. Esperar pra um novo. Se for ter um novo, mano, vai ser, sei lá, cara. Vai ser uma coleção. Só que 4K do jogo. Vai ser isso daí. Ô, cara, parece ser bom Monster Hunter. Caraca, tem pinguim, mano.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan, with all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Então, cara, parece ser bom, dog.
Be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now, let's hear more about the story.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
Cara, acha que Mega Man vai ter. Olha.
This country is incredible.
É, cara.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
É esse, mano.
So then, let us unravel
Ace Attorney, cara. Legal. Nem sei se eu falei certo ali, mas suave.
Who are you? Herlock shows. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the
Cara,
art
tem
of
anime desse negócio? Tem anime desse...
Well,
Esse título aí? Parece ser... Mano, parece ser bom o jogo.
it would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due
Object...
respect, this is an
Objection.
outrage.
Parece ser bom da hora, cara, o jogo.
You're the best lawyer in the world.
Tá, PS4 e
So we have 10
Nintendo
new
Switch e
cases
Steam.
and 8 mini
Oh, não tem pra
escapades
Microsoft,
where you take
cara.
on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see
Nossa.
some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and summation examination.
Hello, I'm Jonathan, Capcom's marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance Introduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
Cara, parece ser muito legal esse jogo, mano.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination.
Cara, é mais fácil eu ter uma namorada do que esse jogo lançar, JB. Entendeu? Se fosse 2025 ia ser ainda muito cedo.
Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
Cara, ainda bem que eu não tava aqui em casa, mano. Teve GTA? Teve, não teve? Prefiro PC Gamer, JV. Entendeu? Ô, louco, João. Parabéns, cara. Eu prefiro o meu Gran Turismo 7, JV. Nenhum dos dois é relevante no momento agora.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
Um Logitech G29, JV. Jogar o meu Gran Turismo 7 aqui. Caraca, eu ainda fica com, ainda tem resto do dinheiro ainda, dog. Cara, mano, deve ter anime desse jogo, não é possível. Olha. Parece ser bom.
Semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
Tem o filme? Acho que eu vou pegar pra assistir depois. Caraca, mané. É o reverso das streamers da Twitch. Não pode. Mega Man X9 nem troca porque nem existe, cara. Entendeu? Objection? Opa, salve Poseidon, tudo bem? Tranquilo? Suave. Só na paz?
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Já foi anunciado já tem até teaser. Como que não existe? Já tem teaser já. Eu prefiro o 4, João.
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage.
Mas foi já anunciado. Já anunciou já. Já tô trabalhando já no jogo já. Tem até teaser. Pega BX Off. Não tem, cara. Entendeu? Não tem. E aí?
Aí,
qual o próximo jogo, mano? Dá pra trazer Resident Evil 4 VR.
That's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words
Street
from
Fighter.
stars of Capcom fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been
Por que
going on
não
in
lançou
Capcom
o 6,
esports,
cara?
including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to
Ah,
you guys.
esporte de Street Fighter. Muda assim. Porque um já tá sendo produzido e o outro nem sequer saiu do papel. Ou sequer aparece no papel. Entendeu? Ah, cara, eu queria que tivesse o 6, mano.
Rob TV. What's going on, Rob? Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it. And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter 5, Capcom E3. It just feels right and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice! Nice! What? That was nasty! And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter 5 is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to
Nossa, mano, eu achei que era skin de algum jogo que eu conheço ali que apareceu.
all the way down to zero and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter 5.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like... Don't ever expect another man's controller.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each
Caraca, $5.000 só.
That money alone, that's not what's really
E é fogo.
It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Oh, o Mega Man 11 lançou.
So behind me you can see
Mano, um pouco antes tinha lançado o Gran Turismo Sport.
and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right. We
Entendeu?
do all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world.
Caraca, vai ter evento pra caramba então, hein?
Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have...
Não, mano, não. É só evento do ciclo ainda, cara.
We take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3 duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship and the $150,000 prize pool.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't
Ô, cara, Forza 5, você é doido, cara. Tô felizão, mano. Fiquei felizão na hora ali, mano. Eu só tô feliz. Mas se for ver mesmo, eu nem vou jogar aquilo ali, cara.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now.
Opa, salve Cláudio, tudo bem? Como é que você tá, tranquilo?
Are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including
É conferência de game, Cláudio. Vão anunciar jogos novos aí. Isso daí acontece sempre um ano. A cada um ano. Eles meio que pegam alguns dias, mais ou menos uma semana tal, e anunciam games.
On the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple
Não,
of events.
eu vou meter o louco de querer, JV. Guardar a grana e comprar o volante junto com o jogo. É doido, cara. Não, coisa do Forza era inevitável. Mas não anunciar o 5. Eu não imaginava que ia anunciar o 5. Eu achava que ia ter evento pro 4 ainda, cara.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Rise! Oh, the pop-off! That's what I'm talking about. I told you it's gonna go to the limit, and I ain't lying to the people.
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience.
Nem tem por aqui, cara. É mais a internet que vende. Então tá. Qual é o próximo jogo, mano? Opa, e aí, Vitor, tudo bem? Ah, por mim eu espero os dois, cara.
Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror.
Será que vai ter DLC do Resident Evil Village?
Franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise.
Cara, R4 Remake eu não acho que vai ter ainda não, mano.
To tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the
Não,
Capcom
ter vai ter,
experience
mas só que não vai estar anunciado aqui. Cara, não me diga que acabou já. Ou é só tipo uma vinhetazinha e tal. Mano, não me diga que acabou, cara. Que? Acabou?
Welcome back.
Ué?
That is a wrap on Capcom's presentation. I thought that rhymed for a second, and then I was gonna go, that rhymed, and then I was like, that didn't rhyme.
I love seeing the wheel. I saw the
You
gears.
saw the wheel?
Acabou?
That's not.
I was like, that doesn't rhyme at all. It's just day 3, and I'm just feeling it, folks.
Mano, nossa, velho.
Not gonna
Não
lie,
me
though,
diga que
that
acabou.
certainly got me amped. We saw a lot of great titles there, and we're gonna go into more depth
Não.
about Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and all the stuff that we saw dropped with Resident Evil, but we wanted to focus on Monster Hunter a little bit more here.
Ah,
Without a
Capcom,
doubt,
pô,
I'm
Capcom.
absolutely hyped for Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin.
Ah, mano, não, cara. Sério que acabou?
That one got me in the feels.
It's the one
Mano,
where I think I saw
eu
the
não
same
acredito,
director
cara.
for
Eu não tô acreditando.
use of Monsties. It seems like people weren't familiar
Não,
with the term
deixa eu ver aqui,
Monsties,
como é
now
que...
they are. So hashtag Monsties, get it out there right now.
I am all for that hashtag. Yeah.
Os
but
caras
for
perguntando cadê
me,
Mega
when it
Man aqui
comes
na
to
Twitch.
these narrative stories, the story has to be good, you know what I mean? And it's hard to tell with these game trailers sometimes. Like I'll be like, okay, this gameplay looks fantastic, or the animation is there, but am I gonna get into this story? And somehow this trailer conveyed that.
Cara,
I think for
mano,
me, what stood out was,
deixa eu ver aqui um negócio
hearing, I
aqui.
think
Ah,
it
não,
was
não é pra pegar aqui não.
Michael's new crush. She's like,
Cara, deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui, mano. Deixa eu ver as outras transmissões. Não, eu não tô tancando que foi só isso. A transmissão da Capcom. Eu não tô acreditando que foi só isso a Capcom, cara. Eu não tô acreditando, mano.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I even just said the hashtag.
Why they didn't change the name to Monster Hunter, I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I mean, Monster Hunter, I like that too.
É,
Anyway,
foi só isso, cara.
That resonated with me because I think that
Foi só isso,
you know, we
mano.
all have that challenge, right? We all deal with anxiety, we all deal with fear, and we kind of have that monster within us that we're always battling, right? So that sounded so cheesy,
Nossa,
but it
cara,
definitely
que
connected with
foi
me.
isso, mano?
Like, for me personally, again,
Mega Man X9 é muito bom, cara. Olha isso, mano. Nice graphics, olha. Agora vai ter humanos também, cara. Mano, eu não tô acreditando que acabou agora. Eu não tô acreditando que acabou agora. Opa, salve, Kamen, tudo bem? De boa? Seja muito bem-vindo aí à live aí. Você chegou bem no final da conferência aqui da Capcom. O negócio não deu nem meia hora direito, cara. Mano, caraca, velho. Nossa, mano. Praticamente foi tipo uns 30 minutos de evento, cara. Só mostrando Monster Hunter e o esporte do Street Fighter, cara. Salve Games, tudo bem? Como é que você tá? Seja bem-vindo. Não, mas, pô, cara, o evento da Square, da Ubisoft foi muito tempo, cara, pra porcaria nenhuma praticamente, tipo, mostrou um negócio realmente mesmo de geração nova. A Square foi 1 hora, foi até rápido também. O do Xbox foi 1h30, cara. Isso aqui foi 30 minutos, mano, praticamente. Meu Deus, cara. Agora é Razer. Razer. Eu concordo, até que eu concordo também, Kami. Eu mesmo nunca joguei esse jogo aí, nunca nenhum. Porém, assim, tem umas músicas do jogo que eu gosto, cara. E tipo, cara, se eu curtir a música, é capaz de eu acabar jogando o jogo e gostar também, velho. Mas parece interessante. Agora vamos da Razer. Tudo certo, Games. Aí sim, cara. Show de bola, mano. Nossa, cara. Não, se fosse mostrar, tá, Street Fighter, caraca. Mano, o Street Fighter 6, velho. Pô, mostra, velho. Os caras recriando a história do Street Fighter 3 aí, toda do zero e tal, cara. Tentando encaixar o 5 com o 6. Ah, mano. Não vou jogar nem Mine, velho. Não vou jogar Mine, não. Vou estar encerrando aqui, galera. Vou voltar abrindo uma outra.